Hey, this is Nathan from Soundiron. Today I'm going to walk you through my composition for Core Micro. This is a huge sampler platter of a variety of different instruments. It's a great way for you to taste test a lot of our libraries at once. Let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like. Everything you just heard came from Core Micro. No additional samples were used. Now we'll break it down track by track. This is a snapshot. It is the very first snapshot, and it's called Above Below. And right off the bat, you can see it's using solo instruments, the concert harp from Elysium Harp here, and the music box. And this is an ambient tone that I've selected, as well as this one. And I would tell you what they are, but I don't remember. The next track is the wooden flute, and this is the wood flute sustains. We've included the sustains, staccatos, and the flute effects in here. And he's kind of the star of the show. He's jamming here and in the C section. So you can see the darker blue, that is the actual range of the flute, and then the lighter blue is the extended range. So you can turn that off if you want to be a purist, or you can leave it on. But the lower you go, or the higher you go, the faker it sounds, because it's just pitching it down further or up further. The next track is Wooden Flute Effects, and I just picked out some of the effects I liked. One of the things I like about this library is that you can easily layer instruments. So this one is using the Blanc Blanc Dry and the Twine Bass. And together, here's what they sound like. You can also see the orange automation, that is pan back and forth. But you could just as easily switch this to violin, pizzicato, and music box and have something interesting as well. This is a snapshot called 80s Feels, and it is using the pipe organ, alpha organ you can see, Mercury Boys Choir, and some ambient tones and subsynth sustains. This is a snapshot called Effortless. And that brings us to the drums. So I'm using Valhalla Supermassive on the drum bus here. And then this one is called Hold for Loops. And it's a snapshot you can load up. And we are using the arpeggiator here in both layers. And this is just kind of high drums. We're also using the arpeggiator for the tambourine. And the sticks. And then this one is playing the kick, snare, and cymbals, the big beats. Here's what all the drums sound like together. This is a snapshot called Hyperion Powered, and it is using orchestral. We've got Hyperion strings in layer 1 and Hyperion brass in layer 2, and then we've got some ambient tones in layer 3 going on. This is some bells. I'm using the music box in layer 2 and the alto glockenspiel in layer 1. The next track is choir, and this is coming from our Olympus choir. This one's a snapshot called Organ Donor. It is using the Traveler organ and the Alpha organ and some ambient tones. This one is a snapshot I really liked called Sky Piano. Kind of reminded me of Native Instruments' The Giant. And we're using Montclarian grand piano and the strut grand together. Along with the effects rack, we've got the convolution reverb going. This is the Montclarian grand piano, and I've panned this to the left. And it just kind of stays busy and adds some rhythmic interest. And then this is the zitherette and the violin staccato from Hyperion string solo violins. And this is panned to the right. So together, here's what they sound like. And then if you add the bells in, you got quite a bit of arpeggiation going on. This track is using the Core Micro Phrases NKI preset, and this is the wooden A minor flute, set 1, and I just grabbed this first sample and used it for the intro. And you can see it's got the algorithmic reverb, the modern delay, and the convolution reverb in the effects rack, which gives it that sound. But you could also switch this to bass. We got 3 different tenors, 3 different altos, and a soprano vocalist, and they all have their own phrases. Which brings me to the last track. This is an alto solo vocal, and this is one of the voices of wind, but I actually don't know which one it is. She sounds really nice. And that wraps up my composition for Core Micro. If you'd like to take a closer look, you can download the Reaper file and MIDI file in the description below. Please subscribe here for more videos like this, and we'll talk to you soon.